couple of things that might help with the current situation. If possible, if you can draft those lame cows out into a separate group and keep them close to the dairy, just to minimise the amount of walking they have to do, and also to avoid that temptation, I guess, to rush them when they're taking their time to walk up damaged tracks. If you do identify a lame cow or lame cows, if it's safe to do so, lifting those feet as soon as possible and just checking for stones and obviously removing them. Antibiotics generally aren't recommended for lame cows unless there is obvious signs of swelling above the hoof, which might indicate foot rot or a joint infection. Otherwise, antibiotics are usually not required. It might also be worth considering drying off those pregnant cows early, or getting the lower producing cows preg tested and seeing if you can dry them off and get them out of the herd earlier. It'll reduce the pressure on you during milking time, but also reduce the herd size, so there's less competition, less pushing and shoving when they're on the concrete. A couple of things that farmers can do to prevent more cases of lameness is temporarily patching tracks. So where stones are exposed, you can use wood chips, wood shavings, which I know are hard to come by at the moment. You can even use damaged silage bales and roll that out. It just helps to provide a layer of soft surface for those cows to walk on. You'll find that they move a lot easier. It's important to focus on that last sort of 20 to 25 metres of the track before you get to the dairy. The reason is the cows are crossing that often twice a day, but it also acts to help reduce the number of stones that cows bring onto the concrete. Stones are really problematic on the concrete, obviously, because as they stand on them, it's a perfect surface to puncture the foot and end up with sole penetrations. So on that note, we're really encouraging farmers to take extra care when they're washing down the yard after milking, just to make sure that they're removing all those stones. And we know that they do tend to accumulate at the back of the yard. So just taking a bit of extra time to make sure that those stones are removed at the end of every milking will be really helpful. So we know that a lot of farmers have lost foragers and that foragers are difficult to come by, and so if you are short on foragers, we are encouraging you to have a chat to your nutrition advisor. You may need to consider putting in rumen modifiers into the diet just to minimise the risk of acidosis. It's important for general animal health and for productivity, but acidosis also substantially increases the risk of lameness. A couple of resources that might be helpful for farmers and service providers at this time. There's a Dairy Australia fact sheet on managing lameness in wet conditions, which has got a few of the tips and tricks that I talked about today. But another resource that might be helpful is the field guide for managing and preventing lameness. It has information about prevention of lameness as well as treatment options for the most common lameness conditions that you might be coming across at the moment. So to get these resources, we're encouraging farmers to reach out to their Dairy Australia regional team. They'll have copies of the resources. The resources are also available on the Dairy Australia website. But the other thing that they can do is to put you in touch with relevant services that you may need during this time.